Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you joined us. Today is class 7 of our 30-class active chair yoga journey together. Today's yoga practice includes poses that help us regain and maintain a healthy posture, including seated Sun Salutation. We created this series 3 years ago. Let's experience our chair yoga practice as a community together. Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol and I'm so glad you joined us today. So check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage. They just make it easier for you to find classes by length or by purpose or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. It's free and we'd love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. Now in today's practice, we're going to explore poses for a healthy posture. You'll only need your chair, and let's get started. All right. So we're going to take just a couple of moments. I want you to lift up your heart. So first of all, we've moved forward in our chair, right? So we're not leaning back. Let's go ahead and lift our heart nice and tall. Pull those shoulders down out of the ears. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Go ahead and take a moment to ground those feet, making sure you have them equally weighted on the floor. Make sure your sits bones are equally weighted on the chair. Make sure you're lifting up out of the chair, right? So you're sitting up nice and tall. Let's place our hands lightly on our thighs. Palms are going to face up. Close your eyes and breathe. Now just focusing in on that breath, there's that natural inhalation and exhalation. Take a couple of moments and just center yourself into that breath, letting go of everything outside of the room. We're going to elongate that breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. And with each inhalation, I want you to think about extending that spine just a little bit longer. Sitting up just a little bit taller. Visualizing that spine tall and erect, all the way from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs. Open your eyes. And let's just roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Oh yeah, that feels good. Up, back, and down. And reverse it. Good. All right, we're going to move into a cat and a cow. So let's start by bringing our hands to our heart and lifting up. Kind of exaggerate that lift through the sternum, right through that heart. So sort of exaggerating that, thinking about that long crown of the head up to the ceiling. So as we move into our cat pose, pull those ribs back towards the front ribs back, and then your tailbone goes heavy. Now we're going to round that spine. And at this point, as you tuck your chin, go ahead and bring your hands back down to your thighs and look at your belly button. Now we're going to lift up into that cat-cow pose. We're going to grab the back of our chair and open up that heart. All right, so lifting up through that heart. Let's do that again. So back to our cat pose. Let's bring our hands to heart. So all I'm doing is I'm really trying to just get you to think, right? Thinking about pulling those ribs in, Softening through the center of the body, making that tailbone super heavy. Hands are at heart. We're just thinking about rounding over those hands. Now go ahead and place the hands in your lap. Tuck the chin. Look at the belly button. All right, we're going to go ahead and lift up again into that cow pose, and we're going to grab that back of that chair. Oh, yeah. One more breath here and release. Let's roll maybe one shoulder at a time. And if you like kind of rocking the neck a little bit too, go for it. It's good. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to take our right hand and we're going to try to touch the ceiling, keeping this shoulder down. So in our extended mountain, we always want to think about keeping our shoulder blades out of those ears, even though we're trying to touch the ceiling. Opposite hand is going to go down towards the floor. So this hand I'm trying to touch the ceiling, this hand I'm trying to touch the floor, and I'm stretching through the center of the body, keeping that spine super long, belly is tight. One more breath. Come back center. We're going the other way. Now, this can be as much or as little as you want to put into it, right? So either you're really trying to touch the ceiling and trying to touch the floor and you're working and extending through the center of the body and belly is tight and you're actively working this, or you're not, right? Think about trying to work it, work it, work it, work it. And back center we go. Roll those shoulders one final time. Right? So it's kind of that, get as much out of it as you put into it. Good job. We're going to move into a crescent lunge. All right, so I'm going to take this knee and I'm going to open it wide. Now this knee is going to fall towards the floor. First of all, just hang out here for just a couple of breaths. You probably are already feeling the front of this leg stretching. I am, right? And that's fine. And this could be exactly where you want to be. If you want a little bit more, I'm going to push that foot back behind me gently. This is a super gentle pose. We're trying to warm things up through the bottom of the body, so just be super nice to your body. Be gentle. Let's release that knee, and we're going to do that one more time. And face forward. All right. So now we're going to do a pyramid pose. So I'm going to extend this leg, the same leg, out in front of me. All right, so I'm going to extend nice and long through the spine. My hands are going to be on my leg, and I'm just going to gently walk myself down that leg. And again, really doesn't matter how far down you go. I don't care in the least. Just keep that back flat, right? Let that heart be the thing that falls forward. Not nose to knee, right? It's kind of heart to thigh, not nose to knee. So I'm not rounding like we did in cat pose. Let's go ahead and walk those hands back up. And we're going to do the other side, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open. Nice. Okay, let's let this knee fall down. Maybe you stay right here. It's great. If you want to stay right here, stay right here. I feel this leg, so as your quadricep is stretching now, and if you push the foot behind you a little bit, now you're going to get the hip flexor too, all right? So it's just a little opening for the front side of that body. I'm looking over my front knee and my heart is lifted. Okay, let's go ahead and release that, and we're going to do it again. So remember, we're being gentle. We're not doing anything drastic right here. This is a super gentle stretch. And we're going to face forward. We're just warming things up. Let's go ahead and take this leg, extend it out, and we're going to extend the spine long, right? Remember, think about visualizing through that spine, and then just hands are going to gently walk down. And I don't care how far. Does not matter at all. So everybody's body is different. Everybody's range of motion is different. All we're doing is wanting you to work within your own range of motion. Let's go ahead and walk back up. Okay, so sit back down on your chair. Make sure you're stable, right? So we've had kind of moved forward. We're going to just do a seated pigeon. Now in our seated pigeon, for this particular position, I just want you to cross ankle to ankle, okay? So that's all I want you to do. Cross ankle to ankle. Now, Lengthen through that spine. Put your hands on your shins, on your thighs, and let your heart fall forward. So it's just a gentle beginning to wake up into that hip, right? So we kind of got the front of the leg, we got the back of the leg, and now we're getting a little bit into that hip. Let's go ahead and lift up. Put that foot down. We're going to go straight to the other side, ankle to ankle. Lengthen through the spine, belly is tight, and just let your heart fall forward. It should feel really good. Just one more breath here. Up we go. All right, let's grab a sip of water. So we're going to work into some external rotation of the shoulders. So I'm going to give you various options. And you know, as I've said in my classes before, if you've been with me, I might add on. You don't ever have to add on, right? You can keep doing the exact same thing we were doing. So we're going to start with our hands right on that tummy, okay? So lifting up through the spine, nice and long, hands are resting on your belly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to externally rotate. Our hands are going to come out, palms are going to face up, but elbows are in, okay? All right, so now let's bring those hands back to our belly and do that again. Open it up, palms face up. I'm kind of squeezing a little bit. I want to get as much external rotation as I can, and then we're going to come back center. We're going to add the breath. Inhale. Exhale, externally rotate. Palms are facing up. Maybe those hands are a little bit back. Exhale, come back in. That was our inhale, I'm sorry. Exhale, let's open it up. Inhale, come back in. Okay, listen, this one we're going to hold it. So this one we're going to open it up, hold and breathe. Don't hold your breath, just hold the motion, hold the movement. Hold it and breathe. Hold it and breathe. One more breath. Bring those hands in and release. Did you feel that? It's like, oh my goodness. You know, it's so funny. Some of these things you'll look and you go, there's nothing to that. There's absolutely nothing to that when you're just looking at it until you sit down and do it. And you're like, okay, well, there's way more to that than it looks. Okay, so now we're going to do that same thing again. And remember, you can stay there. Or once we get done with that, then we're going to come into goalpost arms and we're going to do a couple more things from that position. So again, whatever works for you. Here we go. Hands on that belly. Inhale. Exhale, externally rotate. Inhale, in we come. Exhale, externally rotate. Here we go. Palms are facing up. In we go. Are we ready? We're going to hold this one. We're going to hold it. But we're not going to hold our breath, right? We're just going to hold the movement, but not the breath. Breathing, breathing, breathing. From here, we're going to go to goalpost arms. And we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades behind our back. And we're going to bring those arms forward. And we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades behind our back. Remember, you can keep doing the one we were doing. Up, forward we go. We're going to squeeze those shoulder blades behind our back. Hold it and breathe. Hold it and breathe. We're not holding our breath. One more breath. Come back forward. All right, are we ready? Here's the last one. Keeping the shape of our arms, we're going to come up and our fingertips are going to touch over our head. Down we go. Keep those shoulders down. Lift that heart. Up we go. Remember, you can do either of the other two versions if you don't like this version. It's okay. I know. I feel it too. Down we go. Can we do just one more? Up we go. Down we go. Bring those hands back into your lap. Let's do a little shoulder roll to give those shoulders a little break. Wow. There's a lot of movement on those shoulders, but it's good for them, right? We need to move. This big old ball and socket joint, we need to move those shoulders around. Okay. Now for the next thing, one of the things that happens too with us, especially if we sit a lot, we begin to lose a little bit of the blood flow through the lower extremities. So this whole movement, this next movement is about stimulating that blood flow. So it's a foot stomp, which sounds like, okay, whatever. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands underneath our thigh. We're going to lift that foot up. Now you're going to flex the foot, and then I want you to just let go and stomp the foot. Okay, let's do that again. Lift it up and stomp. Now, it's not how high can I lift it up. It's just a few inches, right? So we're not trying to lift it too high. The other thing we're not doing is leaning back, right? Extend that spine long and release. Let's do the other side. Lift it up and let it go. Lift it up and let it go. Lift it up, let it go. One more. Lift it up, let it go. Okay, excellent. Now, if you want more, you know we've got an add-on. We're going to do the same thing, but we're not going to hold our legs. So what happens now is we're going to be using those belly, our abdominal muscles and our quadriceps pretty significantly. So here we go. We're not going to hold that chair. So I encourage you to open up, put your palms to the ceiling, open up through the sternum, right? Lifting that heart, extending that spine long, belly is tight. Ready? Here we go. Lift that leg up and drop it. 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 Two more. Lift, drop. Lift, drop. Straight to the other side. Here we go. Lift, drop. Lift, drop. Lift. I'm not leaning back. I'm thinking about that long spine. Lift. Last one. Lift, drop, and release. All right, very good. Okay, so the next movement we're going to do, our ankles and our feet are really, really important. You don't think about ankles and feet and posture as being connected, but they are. So we want to keep that flexibility in those ankles, right? We want those feet to move. We want that full flexion and movement of that ankle and those feet. So this one is for that purpose. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lift the toes of our right foot and the heel of our left foot. Now, I'm going to do this with my hands just so you can see me a little better. You don't need to do the hands, okay? But I'm lifting toes and I'm lifting heel, okay? Does that make sense? Now I'm going to bring them both back to the floor and then I'm going to do it the other way. So now the toes of this foot and the heel of the other foot is up. Got it? Back center, lift, center, lift, and down we go. Lift and down, lift. So we're getting a little bit of a rhythm here. Have you got it yet? Keep going. I know it can be challenging. Just keep going. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Keep going. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Keep going. Lift and lower, lift and lower. One more. Lift and lower. Each side, lift and lower. Take just a moment. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect that brain into this whole movement. So we're going to keep that movement happening with our feet. Then we're going to bring our arms up and we're going to do some circles with our arms. So it's a kind of a little bit of that patting your tummy and rubbing your head idea, right? Okay, so let's get the feet going first. So here we go. Toe and heel and down. Toe and heel and down. Toe and heel and down. Keep going. Keep going. Up and down. And up and down. And up and down. And up and down. Keep going. Are we ready to add those arms? Here we go. Add the arms. I know. It's okay. You can laugh at yourself, right? How many times have I laughed at myself? A lot of times. Okay. Now what's going to happen is we're going to reverse the circle of the arms. Here we go. Reverse. I know. You're like, don't make me do that. Keep going. Keep going. Is your spine long, right? Have you lifted through that spine? Visualizing that long, long, long spine. Last one and release. Very, very good. All right, let's grab a sip of water. So we're going to sit up really nice and tall in our chair and move into seated mountain pose. We're going to start with our hands down, one hand on each side of your chair, and I want you to really think about middle finger stretching towards the floor. So as I stretch my hands down, I want to lift up through my heart, exaggerate that lifting through the sternum, visualize that long spine. Visualize all the way from the tailbone up through the spine, out the crown of the head. Really think about that nice long spine. I mean, if you think about it, that's the stick that holds us up, right? I mean, it's nice and long. And think about stretching through that. Pushing those fingertips down. One more breath here. All right, and release. Now we're going to move into mountain pose with our hands out by our side and our fingers are extended for a nice stretch. If you have arthritis in your hands, I wouldn't do this, right? It's okay. But if you don't have arthritis, this is a nice stretch for those fingers. All right, we're stretching, we're stretching, we're stretching. Don't lose that lengthening through the spine. Belly is tight. And release. Good. All right. Now we're going to move to those goalpost arms and we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades back behind us, lifting that heart up. Squeezing my shoulder blades behind. One more breath and release. Let's just do a little shoulder roll there just to kind of get those shoulders released a little bit. All right. We're going to do that same thing again. Now, I'm not going to do both versions of down, so if you like the fingertips down towards the floor, do that version. If you like palms out and your fingers open, do that version, right? Either of the two is fine. So let's go ahead and take that moment to work into our mountain pose, lengthening through that spine. Heart is lifted. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Crown of the head is long. One more breath. Come to goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. And now we're going to lean our mountain. So we're going to just take that leaning over one direction, keeping this opposite hip down, and we're going to come up and we're going to lean the other way. And we're going to come up and we're going to bring our hands down. All right, let's roll those shoulders. And reverse it. All right. Moving on. Okay, so we're going to come back to that mountain pose one more time. Let's choose your version of mountain, right? Your version, whichever version you like. Come back to those goalpost arms. Now we're going to come up to that extended mountain. Our fingertips are going to, our hands are going to interlace. Our fingertips are up to the ceiling. I said fingertips and I meant pointer finger. I'll get it out here in just a second. We're lengthening through and then we're going to lean that mountain. Let's come up and we're going to lean our mountain the other way. And we're going to come up and let's bring those hands down. Take just a moment. Whew. All right, last time. Here we go. You choose your version. Up to goalpost arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind the back. Up we go to that extended mountain. Now we're going to grab that wrist and we're going to lengthen through and lean. That should feel good. Let's come back center. And we're going to grab the opposite wrist and we're going to lengthen up and we're going to lean. Up we go. Bring those hands down and release. Right, seated mountain. Such a great, great pose. So the next series, we're going to do a sun salutation. And we'll start with our hands at heart, and we will be continuing, to add on a few things here and there. And if anything at any time doesn't feel good for you, then you're going to leave that piece of it out, and it's okay. But there's a bit to this one, okay? So we'll be doing a few different poses. But we're going to link them all together in what's called a vinyasa. So we'll add the breath, and it'll be fun. All right, so here we go. We're going to start with our hands at heart. And we're just going to start with that big circle. There's your sun, right? We're going to bring those hands up overhead, just like we were in mountain pose, and we're going to bring our hands back to our heart. And then we're going to take those hands back up, and we're going to make that big circle around, and we're going to bring our hands back to our heart. Now we're going to do that again, and I want to show you a modification. So if your shoulders are not happy with that, you're going to keep your elbows bent, right? And so here you are in your sun. So instead of hands all the way up and extending, you're going to bring your hands to your heart. Keep those elbows bent, all right? We're going to do that again. Up we go. And take that big circle around and bring your hands to your heart. All right, one more. Wherever you are, here we go. Let's inhale as we come up. Exhale as you bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, up we go. Exhale, big circle around. And bring your hands to your heart. Adding on. Here we go. Inhale. Up we go. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, we're going to go up to the ceiling. Now on this exhale, we're going to come forward. Our heart is going to lower just a little bit. Our arms are by our side. We call this airplane arms. We're going to shoot our fingertips back towards the wall behind us, and the head towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. Okay, you see what that I'm doing? I'm stretching through that spine. Once again, it's that long spine. One more breath and bring your hands to your heart. We're going to do that again. Here we go. Big circle, up we go. Follow your hands with your gaze if you can. That's another add-on. You don't have to. Up we go. We're going to dive it forward. If you're doing the breath, this is your exhale. All right, here we go. We're going to shoot those fingertips back. Our head is forward. We're lengthening through that spine. One more breath and bring your hands to your heart. One more time, just like that. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. Now we're going to come up and we're going to go to that forward salute again. Belly button to spine. Extend that spine long. Stretch. One more breath. Bring your hands to your heart and take a break. Okay, so then add on the next piece we're going to go is from our forward salute, we're going to go into a forward fold. So all you're going to do is you're going to place the arms, your forearms, on your thighs and let your heart fall forward, okay? We're not going to go into a deep forward fold today in this sun salutation. We're going to keep it right here, all right? But even though you're right here, you can still really lengthen through your spine. So I want you to still think about stretching through that spine. Tailbone is back and head is shooting out, all right? Okay, hands to heart. Here we go. Big circle up. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale here. Exhale, up we go, and we're going to dive forward into that forward salute. Stretch, stretch, stretch. There's your inhale, exhale. Forward fold, hold it, and breathe. Just let that heart fall forward. If you'll notice, my head is still long, right? So I'm not tucking my chin down. I'm extending through that spine, still nice and long spine. Keeping that head lifted. One more breath. Now, tuck your chin and just roll up nice and slow. And bring your hands to your heart, just like that. One more time. Here we go. Big circle. Up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. Don't forget that long spine. Up we go. Dive it forward. Oh, yeah. That's so nice. Stretch out into that forward salute. Are you ready for that forward fold? Here we go. Palms face up. Let the heart fall forward. Keeping that spine long. Stretching, stretching. One more breath. Go ahead and tuck the chin and roll it up nice and slow. All right, take just a moment. Now the next add-on is when we're in our forward fold right here, instead of tucking our chin and rolling up, we're going to work the back muscles. So what we're going to do is we're going to let go and we're going to reverse swan dive and we're going to come all the way back up. Again, if that doesn't work for you back, if that doesn't work for you, then you're going to stay here and you're going to roll it up just like we were doing, and it's A-OK. Here we go, hands to heart. Big circle, there's your beautiful sun. Are you following your hands with your gaze? Bring your hands to your heart. Let's go up to mountain, and we're going to dive it forward, belly button to spine. Forward salute with airplane arms. Forward fold, here we go. Reverse swan dive, up we go. Bring your hands to your heart. Mountain pose, dive forward. Forward salute, stretch it out. Forward fold, heart falls forward. Reverse swan dive up. Mountain pose, hands to heart. Last time, here we go. Up we go. Dive it forward. Forward salute. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. And bring your hands to your heart. How'd you do? You feeling good? That is really good. Not only are we working into elongating through that spine, working on that stick, right? That posture. It also really gets good blood flow going. All right, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing behind our chair. So you want your feet to be the width of your chair legs, maybe a little bit more if that works okay for you. Now, take your toes and turn them out, okay? So they're at a diagonal. Toes are pointed out. Your feet are a little bit wider than the width of your chair legs. Okay. We're going to take this hand and we're going to leave it right on the chair. The other hand is going to extend up towards the ceiling. Belly is tight. Think about long spine. Feet are going to stay on the floor and you're going to lean. Okay? You're going to come up and let's lean the other way. You're going to come up and you're going to bring that hand down and we're going to go the other side. Lengthen first. We're going to lean. We're going to come up and we're going to lean. And we're going to come up and we're going to put that hand back on the chair. Okay. So that is version 1 and it's a great version. If you want to do version 2, we're going to let go of our chair. So we're going to have our hand up at the ceiling, then we're going to bring the other hand up and we're going to lean. All right, we're going to come up, make sure you're lengthening through that spine, belly is tight. You're going to lean the other way. We're going to come up and we're going to put our hands back on the chair, okay? All right, very, very good. Now, for the next version, we're going to take our toes and we're going to move them to face, all 10 toes are facing me, and then just take 2 heel toes in so that your feet are pretty much right at hip distance apart. So you've got space between the feet, but they're not as wide as they were. Now this version, we're going to continue with our leaning. And now we're going to be lifting a leg up. So if you don't want to do that with the leg lifting up, just keep doing what we were doing and it's fine. If you're with me, here we go. We're going to extend this arm up and then the other leg, the other hand is on the chair. Keep that other leg and lift it up. Okay, do you see that? So the arm extends up. We're stretching and we're going to put all of that down. Bring that hand down. Now, this time we're going to lift the leg and we're going to extend the arm of the leg that's lifted, okay? Feels different, doesn't it? One more breath. and we're going to put those down. All right, now we're going to do the other side. Here we go. We're going to lift the other leg up, opposite arm first. Everything's going to come down. Now you're going to lift that leg and the same arm is up. And bring everything down. Okay, again, you can continue doing that same version, or if you're with me, what we're going to do is, so we're going to be lifting this leg up, and this is the arm that's going to come up, the same side, and then we're going to let go. Okay? I know, one more breath. Go ahead and put a hand down, bring that leg down, and we're going to do the other side. So we're going to lift up, start with the hand of the leg that's lifted first, just to kind of get your balance, and then lift that other hand up. Put one hand down, the other hand down, the leg comes down. The final version is we're going to get up there and then we're going to wiggle our fingers and wiggle our toes, okay? I know. It's just a choice. It's just an option. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. All right, here we go. We're going to lift this leg up, same arm of the leg that's lifted first. Then if you want to let go of the chair and extend and wiggle, call this a twinkling star. Put your hands down, bring the leg down, other side. Are you feeling that side? I know, me too, right? Side of that leg. All right, are we ready? Here we go. Oh, yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Bring your hands down, bring the leg down, and release. Let's walk it out just a little bit. I know, there's a little bit of work going on, right? So you're standing glued and then the side of those legs. That was a lot of work for those. Okay, so again, we're standing behind our chair and we're going to take our feet a little bit wider, so about the width of the chair legs, maybe a little bit wider, but it's not like super wide. Okay, so we're going to bend our knees and we're going to shoot our hips back and bring your hands up to goddess pose. You stay facing me. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see me just a little bit better, right? So my feet are together. I mean, my feet are about hip distance apart. My actually toes are forward. I'm trying to think. I think I had you have toes forward, and we're shooting our hips back, and I'm in goddess pose, right? All right, let's go ahead and come up, and now we are going to take those toes and turn them out, because technically in goddess pose that would be where we were, and I don't think I cued that when I was behind my chair. Okay, are we ready? All right, here we go. Shoot those hips back. You see what I'm doing? And I'm up at goddess pose. Okay, hold it. Don't move. Hold it. All right, are we ready? Here we go. We're going to just simply laterally bend, tilting from one side to the other. We're going to go ahead and come up, and then we're going to bend the other way. We're going to come up. Let's straighten those legs. Take just a moment. Are you beginning to feel your quads working? Right? So remember, this isn't like chair pose where we're letting that heart fall. We're keeping that heart lifted. Let's go ahead, bend those knees, come back into that goddess legs. My heart is lifted, right? Come back to those goddess arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. And now we're going to laterally bend. You should be feeling the side waist. Come back center and bend the other way. We're going to come back center. Let's do that one more time. I know, I feel my quads too. Up we go. And back up we go. Put your hands on the chair, straighten the legs, and heel toe those feet back together. Very, very good. The next thing we're going to do is a warrior three pose. Now, if you've been with me before, we've done warrior threes, but this one, I like it. It's just a little different, just getting into and out of it's a little bit different. I like it, so we're going to give it a try. Because we're going to be stepping back behind, I'm going to be turning my chair so you can see me better. You're going to stay behind your chair, facing me. I'm going to be moving my chair just so you can see me a little bit better, okay? So here I am behind my chair. I'm just far enough back so that I have my hands resting on the chair, but my elbow is bent. Belly is tight, nice long spine. I'm going to take a step back with this left leg. Front knee is going to bend. My hands are still on the chair. Okay, does that make sense? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to take this back leg up off the floor. I've got my chair, I'm holding on, my belly is tight, my hips are not hiking up. So keep those hips nice and square. That foot is lifted, the front knee is bent. I forgot I just straightened my front leg. Front knee is bent. Let's put that foot back down. Put the back heel down and feel a nice stretch into that calf. One more breath here. Bring that leg up, and let's do the other side just like that before we add on. Okay, are we ready? Step it back. Feel that back calf down. Front knee is bent. Take a deep breath in, pull the belly in, and we're going to lift that foot up off the floor. You're holding your chair. One more breath. Put that foot back down, and up we go. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with the legs. Everything is going to be the same with the legs. What we're going to start doing is we're going to start adding some arm movement. Okay? And there is where, that's the rub, right? There's where everything changes. We're going to take a step back. If that heel touches, great. If it doesn't touch, don't worry about it. Front knee is bent. Okay, let's go ahead and get that leg lifted first. Belly is tight. Now, opposite arm is extending out. Okay, so that's a really, really pretty warrior 3 right there. Let's go ahead and put the hand back on the chair and put that foot back down, and let's go to the other side. Okay, leg lifts, extend that arm out. One more breath. Hand back down, put the foot down, and release. Okay. So now, you know where we're headed, right? If you've done my classes before, you know we're going to end up taking both hands off the chair. So what I want you to do is take a step back. I want you to go ahead and take another step back so your hands are barely touching, and you'll see why here in just a minute. So we're going to take that foot back and lift it. Now, put your wrists on the chair. Right there, you're getting a lot of balance work, aren't you? Do you feel it? Just because your wrists are there, you're not holding the chair, it's just the wrists. If you're with me and you want to take that right arm up, the opposite arm of the leg that's extended, I'm looking down. One more breath. Put that hand back down. Put the foot down. Come up and take a break. You kind of see what we're doing there? We're working into that balance, but we've got our wrists on the chair. Let's do that one more time on the other side, and then we'll see how we feel about adding on. So first of all, we can extend, right? And you can have a hand down, or maybe you have both wrists down, or maybe you have one wrist down. Just one more breath here. Put your hands on the chair and put that leg down and release. Okay, final version. You can pick and choose wherever you are, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to take that leg is going to step back, right? Step back and lift. One arm extends, the other arm extends, and I'm in a full warrior 3. This is the full expression of the pose. Just one more breath. Put your hands on the chair, put the foot down, and let's go to the other side. Here we go. All right, lift. Extend one arm, then the other. I'm looking down at the floor. My belly is tight. My spine is long. One more breath. Grab the chair, put the foot down, and release. How'd you do? Did that feel pretty good? Did you like having the options to play around with? I like that, right? I like having different ways that we can look at our different poses. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a pyramid pose. So you're going to come to the right side of your chair and you're going to face your chair, okay? So I'm facing the seat of my chair. Now, the leg that's next to the back of the chair is the one, the foot is going to go under so that when you bend your knee, you'll touch the chair, okay? So you don't want it to be too far under there. You don't want that foot to be so far under there that you don't have this little bit of movement here in that knee. Back foot is going to step back. You're going to be at that 45-degree angle. That foot is at that 45-degree angle. You're facing your chair. Your hips are forward. You're going to leave that front leg straight. So we're not going to bend it. We're going to leave that front leg straight. And we're going to simply pull our belly in, keep the back flat, let the heart fall forward, put one hand in the chair, put the other hand in the chair, and just let your heart fall forward, okay? Now, in your pyramid pose, one thing you can do is take the thumb, so the leg that's extended in front of you, take that thumb, put it right here in that crease where the leg and the hip connect, pull it back, right? So we want those hips to stay back. They always want to come forward. Keep those legs back. Think about keeping the alignment through the toes, the ankle, the knee, and the hip. So you want to keep this line happening right through. Spine is long, extending long through the crown of the head. We're just letting the heart be the thing that falls. It's not a rounding of the spine, right? Hello. One more breath here. Go ahead and lift your heart up. And release it. How did that feel? Let's do the other side. I know. We held that one a bit, didn't we? Hopefully my talking helped you distract you a little bit. All right, so remember, we want to be able to bend that knee. Okay, are we ready? Let's step back with this leg. So it's the foot next to the back of the chair. That's the one that's under. So we don't want to do the same one again. All right, my hips are forward. My front leg stays straight. I'm going to extend through the spine. Belly is tight. I'm going to let my heart begin to fall forward, keeping that spine nice and long, keeping the back flat. I'm not rounding. That's not what this is about. So go ahead and kind of get to one position where you feel pretty good. And now let's take that thumb of the leg that's in front. That's the thumb that you're going to hook right there where that leg and hip connect. And you're going to pull that hip back. Pull it back. Maybe you let your heart fall a little bit further. Remember, the alignment is toes to ankle to knee to hips. We're going to keep that alignment happening. Maybe you bend your elbows a little bit more and maybe you let that heart fall, keeping the back flat, right? This is not rounding. It's not cat. We're keeping our back flat. We're stretching through that hamstring. You should really feel it. Keeping the spine nice and long. I just realized I was kind of crunching in. I just extended through my head. I'm going to let my heart fall just one more breath, and let's release. Come on up. Bend that front knee. All right. Have a seat. And let's grab a sip of water. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, and I want you to have your hands in front of you, palms facing up. We're going to take those arms and we're going to move them out, and then we're going to lift those hands up about shoulder length or shoulder height. Keep those palms up. Now you're going to turn your hands, fingertips in towards the ears. Now those hands are going to come out and around, and then the fingertips are going to point towards the middle of the belly. And then you're going to take those hands and move back to their starting position. So the idea here is to not lose whatever you have on the trays, which is right in the palms of your hands. Now we're going to reverse it. All right, are we ready? We're going to bring it around first. Out they go. Up and around. Bring those hands back down to our starting position. We're going to do that again. Here we go. Out they go. Palms up about shoulder width or shoulder height. Fingertips come back and around. Around they go towards the middle of the body. Out and reverse it. Just a little work for those shoulders. Back down they go. Can we do it one more time? I know, we've got this. Up they go. Around. It almost takes 3 times to figure out what we're doing, doesn't it? Hand me your trays. Let's come back in. Back around we go. Up and around. I think I lost the tray on my right hand. And down we go. Very, very good. That was a little tricky. It's good though. Okay, so we're going to come to those cactus arms and we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades behind our back. Now, I want you to take this hand and bring it across, and it's not going to be on the collarbone, but just under the collarbone. We got this little group of muscles there, and I want you to put your fingers there and kind of hold that group of muscles tight. Now, you're going to look over your shoulder. At the same time, you're going to press your cactus arm back. Do you feel that? Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but I feel that one. Just one more breath. Go ahead and bring that cactus arm back in and release, okay? Let's do the other side. Did you feel that one? All right, here we go. Cactus arms. Now we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to put my hand right under that collarbone. I'm going to look over, not the arm, not the cactus arm. Look over the other side. Now, the arm that's in cactus, you're going to bring that shoulder back behind. There you go. You feel it? I do. We're just holding it and breathing. Holding it and breathing. One more breath. Bring the cactus arm back forward. Look forward and release. Let's do that one more time. Just one more time. Here we go. Bring it across. Look, press back. Come back center, cactus arms, other side. Look and press it back. Come back center and release. All right, does that feel good? Okay, let's go to crescent lunge. So I'm going to take my knee and I'm going to open it nice and wide. Then I'm going to let this knee fall down towards the floor. This could be where you want to stay, but if you're with me, I'm going to press my leg back. I'm back on those back toes. I'm going to let the kneecap, back of the kneecap press up towards the ceiling. I'm looking forward. Come to cactus arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you and look up at the ceiling. So there's quite a stretch for not only the quadricep, but also the hip flexor. Let's release everything and we're going to do that again. Even if you have your knee down, do the arm movements. Okay, here we go. I'm pressing the back of my kneecap up to the ceiling. I'm coming to those goalpost arms. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades behind me and I'm going to look up at the ceiling. Just one more breath here. Bring your hands back down. Release that leg and face forward. Okay, same leg extends out in front. We're going to lengthen through the spine and we're going to let our heart fall forward. Keep your hands on those thighs if you want to for some support. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Extend through the spine nice and long. Let your heart fall forward. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Lengthen through the spine, keeping the back flat. Let that heart fall forward. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Nice. Okay, we're going to move to seated pigeon. So I'm going to cross ankle to knee. And then I'm going to lengthen through my spine, and I'm going to let my heart fall forward. All right, let's go ahead and roll it up. And I'm going to flutter my butterfly. Okay, let's do that again. This time extending the spine long. Put your elbow right there in front of the knee. Put your chin on those fingers and give it a gentle press. This is just an option. If you don't like it, leave it out. It's okay. Let's come up and flutter that butterfly. All right, we have another version, extending the hands to the ceiling. Now shoot those fingertips towards the wall in front of you, and then just let them fall down towards the floor. All right, come up, and let's go to the other side. So I'm going to take this knee, and we're going to open it nice and wide. We're going to let this knee, opposite knee, fall down towards the floor. If you like this, that's great. Otherwise, you're going to push your leg back behind you. You're on those back toes. Back of the kneecap presses up towards the ceiling. Look over your front knee. Come into cactus arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. Look up at the ceiling. Let's release it, and we're going to do that again. Here we go. You got it. And release. Face forward. Pyramid pose. Extending that same leg out in front of you, toes to the ceiling. Lengthen through the spine. Let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. Tuck the chin. Roll it up nice and slow. Lengthen through that spine. Let that heart come forward, keeping the back flat. Tuck the chin and roll it up. Extend the spine long, belly button to spine, back is flat. Tuck the chin and roll it. Ah, beautiful. Pigeon pose, here we go. My ankle is on my knee, and maybe I stay right here. This could be fine. Otherwise, you're going to lengthen through the spine and let that heart fall forward. All right, keeping the back flat, so we're not rounding. Up we go. Let's flutter our butterfly. Do it again. Extend the spine long. This time maybe the elbow goes there on that knee. And place your chin on those fingers and press. All right, let's come up. Flutter again. Last time. Extending the spine long. Hands to the ceiling. Hands come out towards the wall in front of you. And then you just let them fall towards the floor. All right, up we go. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. Hands are resting lightly on your thighs, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Hope that makes no sense. Even in the darkest hour of the darkest night, you can envision light. Even when the stars are hidden by the thickest storm clouds, you know all those stars are still shining. In the coldest depths of the winter, the warmth of the summer sun lives in your heart. In times of great difficulty, you can act on hope, and with that action, exert positive influence. Your circumstances may tempt you to be less than you are, and punish you for being your best. Nevertheless, your unique beauty and the hope you carry both have the power to endure. You are in this moment, living this situation, And yet you are also greater than whatever troubles and other realities surround you. Hope is its most powerful when it has no basis to exist. In precisely the same way, you will find your greatest strengths in the midst of your most difficult challenges. Make full use of your amazing ability to reason, but take care not to live by reason alone. There's hope in you that makes no sense, and that hope can carry you through. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Remember, leave me a comment and click on that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.